Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to the investing channel. My name is Ryan, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Ichimoku Cloud. If you guys are day traders, or maybe even if you're swing traders, using the Ichimoku Cloud can give you some good indicators as to when to buy and when to be ready to sell, okay? So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys more about the Ichimoku Cloud. So let's go ahead and get started. But before I do, if you're interested in investing, whether it's stocks, bonds, real estate, whatever, please look over here on the right, subscribe to the channel now, and then also smack that notification bell when it rings so that you're notified when I come up with more videos. Also, one last thing before I get started is that I'm going to be putting together an ebook for you guys to help you guys with different indicators and different things that you guys might want to take into account if you're struggling to try to make money in day trading. So I'm going to give that away for free. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, please give the video a thumbs up here right in the middle right now, and that'll let YouTube know that you appreciate the content that I'm offering, okay? So let's go ahead and we'll start talking about the Ichimoku Cloud. Hiya! Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and get started talking about the Ichimoku Cloud. There's a lot of different aspects to it, so you guys need to stick through the entire video with me on this because it's important that you guys understand things. Initially, when I started looking at the Ichimoku Cloud, I found kind of a pattern and patterns within patterns, and I thought, oh my God, wow, you know, I need to share this with my friends, with my family, because it's so easy. I was initially paper trading with it, and I was just making money like boom, boom, and I would sit there and I'd look out, you know, I'd look in the future and I go, I know exactly when it's going to jump up. And as soon as I started trading with live money, all of a sudden, you know, it dropped, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? I've been doing this paper trading for like 2 weeks. I've been practicing on the weekends and studying it, and everything's been going good. And what am I missing here? So watch this video all the way through, guys, so I can explain everything to you, okay? So let's start talking about what is the Ichimoku Cloud. Here it is on Google. The Ichimoku Cloud is a collection of technical indicators that show support and resistance levels, okay, as well as momentum and trend direction. It does this by taking multiple averages and plotting them on a chart. Okay, well, let's go back. This is the Ichimoku Cloud right here. When I put my mouse over it, everything highlights that's related to it. The two cloud areas here, the red line, the green line, the purple line, they all highlight, okay? So I'm going to show you guys how you can add this. So what you can do is you can go into your studies right up here on the beaker, type in Ichi, there it is, I highlight it, I click add selected, it zooms over here, slides over to the right, and there it is. And then what I can do is I can click on the gears. And here it is right here. I'm not going to get into the technical ways of saying things or talking about the lines because I just find it confusing for somebody that doesn't speak Japanese, you know, whatever language it was formed in. I can't remember. I think it's Japanese. But, you know, if I started saying Tenkan and Kijin, it just kind of throws me. I like going with colors, okay? So the main points that you want to be aware of is that the Ichimoku Cloud basically looks 26 bars like over here. Every bar is a 1 minute, 26 bars ahead. So it's almost like looking in the future. It looks 26 bars ahead, okay? So I'm primarily going to be focusing on the Tenkan, which is green, the Kijin is purple, and then I primarily look at the Chiku, okay? And I'll explain these three colors for you. I don't really deal with the span A or the span B, so let's look at this. I want you guys to focus on these colors. The green line, the purple line, and sometimes the red line, okay? Green line, purple line, sometimes the red line. You can change the colors to whatever you guys want, okay? So let me go in and let's start looking at it. Okay. So there's a lot here, guys, okay? So stay with me. I'm going to kind of break it down into little sections. So this is what I like to do. If I've got a list, let's say a watch list here of some gappers over here in the morning that I'm going to be looking at, I'm clicking through them. Okay, I'm in the pre-market, I'm a few minutes out, and I'm like, which one am I going to go after? Which one is most likely going to be shooting up as soon as the market goes live, okay? And what I can do is I can click through these, and I can quickly tell, roughly, just by looking at the yellow and the red, which one's going to be shooting up, or which one may start down, okay? So it's 26 bars ahead. So what I can do is I'm over here, It's pre-market. I don't really see anything out here because it's pre-market, right? The day hasn't started, but I am able to see the cloud, 26 bars ahead. And if the cloud initially, let's say right here is pre-market over to the left of this line, let's say this line right here going down the page here is the end of pre-market and the start of active market, kind of like right here, this gray section here, there's a line. If I see that it's red right off the bat, the stock's going to drop. If I see that right off the bat, the yellow line starts to move up, I got to be prepared to buy in, okay? It doesn't mean that it's going to definitely go up, but my chances of picking between 1 and 4 or 5 other stocks, if I just see that on its own, I have a pretty good shot at which one to focus on and watch and be ready for, okay? So if over here I saw a big yellow cloud kind of forming upward, I would know that it's probably going to be going up. If I saw right off the bat that the red cloud is starting to shoot downward, then I would know I shouldn't buy and I need to wait, okay? Because as I move across the page here, the cloud is always either yellow or it's red. And then it just kind of changes. So it's red for quite a period here, had a big sell-off, and then it had short periods of yellow right here. And then usually nearing the end of the day, you can do the same aspect where you can click through your stocks real quick and you can get a feel for where the cloud is in the future. So let's say, for example, you could not see this pricing action over here, but you saw that the cloud, let's say you were right in this area over here, okay? This is right where you're at. It's nearing the end of the day. You can't see anything to the right except for you see this little cloud, and you see it starting to creep up. That's an indicator, guys, that if you like to buy stocks nearing the end of the market day, that's an indicator that this stock may be going up because you're seeing the yellow cloud starting to form, okay? So that's one key point. If you guys are finding this informational and helpful, please look down below the video and give it a thumbs up or type a little comment, okay, guys? I'd like to hear your feedback. Okay, so the next thing is the best time to buy. There's good times to buy, but the best time to buy is when the price action is above, okay, above obviously VWAP. Here's the VWAP right here. This is the middle VWAP line. This is the upper VWAP line, the white one, and this is the lower one. But if the price action is not only above the VWAP center line, the dotted line here, it's also above the yellow cloud, okay? It's got to be above the yellow cloud. I know there's other times that you can buy, and you'll be watching this, and you'll think, oh, well, it may not be the most opportune time, but it's probably a good opportune time. But more often than not, you'll probably lose money if this price action was down here and maybe below, let's say, a yellow cloud, okay? Okay, so you want it at the above it. Sometimes you just have to sit back and wait. Sometimes maybe go look at another stock and get an indicator as to which one to buy in. As you get more comfortable with this, you'll be able to quickly look at the page and go, I'm out of here. I'm going to go find something else. I'll come back to it at a certain point. Okay? So as long as this price action is above the cloud, to the left of it and above it, then that's a good time to buy. But you can see here sometimes the price action will start to cut right through a cloud. You never want to buy when the price action is below the clouds, in the middle of a cloud, unless you're wanting to short a stock, okay? I don't do shorts, but I just don't do them. So if you're one of those people that like to do shorts, then you guys can do that. So once it drops below the cloud, that's a period of which you want to hold off, okay? The next thing that you guys want to take into account is, remember we talked about the colors of the lines? Remember, we got the green line, we got the purple line, and sometimes the red line. Okay, so here's another indicator for you. It's going to be kind of hard to see because there's a lot going on. So if I just hold my mouse over one of the clouds, everything related to the cloud highlights, so I can quickly see where lines are. Here's the purple, here's the green, but if I kind of follow the green around, I can find where the green is. So right here, the green is below the purple. You can see it kind of right there. Once that green line shoots above the purple line, usually that is an indicator that it's a potential time to buy, okay? Obviously, if it shoots up at, let's say, a 45-degree angle, it's a better time. If you see the green line kind of gradually pass, it may be a time to kind of sit back and wait a little bit, but I usually like to see momentum. I want to see this green line go boom and bust right through that purple line. You can see it, boom. And so what happened here is the green line passed right there, the purple line, and then it continued to it meandered here for a moment, but it stayed above the purple line, and then it shot upward. And that's the time that's the ride, guys. That's the roller coaster. That's when things are shooting upward and you're taking advantage of the price moving upward, okay? And similarly, if you're in on that trade, and when this green line starts to kind of hits like the top of the roller coaster, and it starts to level off, and then it's getting ready to go back down, that's the time that you want to consider selling. You don't want to focus solely on like where the green line is and the purple line. You could do that if you don't want a lot of stuff on your charts, but I also like to use the RSI and the MACD. And if I look here, as the green line's starting to kind of level off at the top of the roller coaster and it's getting ready to go down, if my eyes quickly jump down here to the RSI, I can see that the blue line right here is starting to shoot down past the yellow line down here, and it's starting to enter a red period here. So this would have been a good indicator to use in addition to the green line starting to level off and getting ready to come back over here and drop below the purple line. Okay, that's another indicator that you guys can use, but please note, don't automatically assume that the green line is going to keep going up, okay? There's been plenty of times where I bought in and the green line immediately goes up and then it shoots back down below, okay? Or sometimes the green line is just barely below the purple line and it shoots up. That's also an indicator that if the green line is a little bit below the purple line and it's an indicator that it may not have the momentum to blast through, to break through the flooring of the purple line and continue the trend upward. I like to usually see it when the green line's like down here and it starts to make its way up quickly towards the purple line. That's an indicator that there is some like rocket power below it and that it's going to be busting through that purple line and continuing to move upward, okay? So that's one other aspect to keep in mind. Now, there's more, okay? So stay with me, okay? So let's say, for example, the price action moves below the clouds. Well, this is a sell-off period, guys, okay? You can see 26 bars ahead. Remember, up here on the beaker, remember, you're looking in the future a little bit. 26 bars ahead that you can continue to see. So if you were right here and you just kind of entered in this red zone, you would have a good indication because you're looking 26 bars ahead. You're able to see kind of in the future that this red cloud is still shooting downward, okay? You don't see any kind of yellow cloud forming anywhere in this area indicating that things might be changing. So you're knowing that this is a sell-off period. But let's say you're right here and you see that, ooh, everything's starting to turn green, right? There's green per minute and it's starting to trend upward and you're thinking, oh, it's getting ready to go back up, and you're not really focusing on this red cloud over here. Well, the bottom of the red cloud and the top of the red cloud can be support and resistance levels too. You'll see here that it starts to trend up and then boom, it hits the bottom of the red cloud and it gets blocked and it comes back down. And then over here it makes another attempt. Boom, it hits the bottom of the red cloud and it drops. And it continues to drop. So let's keep kind of moving across the page. Over here, now keep in mind, the green line is below the purple line, so it's not a good time to buy. Remember that. It's when the green line passes the purple line. And you can see here, it's starting to make its way up. It's coming. The price action hits the bottom of the of the red cloud, but it busts through. Now that's an indicator that keep watching. It's not an indicator to buy, okay? By any means, it's not an indicator to buy. It's an indicator to mean things could be changing, and I might want to be ready to see if it busts through the upper line of the red cloud. Remember, you're looking 26 bars ahead too. So if I'm right here, I can look over 26 bars and I'll start to see yellow cloud forming. But I can also tell that this yellow cloud is not a big cloud. It's not huge by any means. It's not growing to the extent of that. It's not as wide. It's not as voluptuous. It's just kind of there, you know. It's just a little guy. And so that's an indicator that it may not be the time to buy yet, okay? So let's keep moving across the page. Keep in mind, the green line did pass the purple line, but it only stayed up for a moment, and then it dropped back down. And keep in mind, these are times that you could buy too. You're not going to make as much. So if you guys have under $25,000 in your TD Ameritrade account and you are governed by the PDT rule where you can only have 3 trades within a week, you got to make those 3 trades count. So whereas somebody that has over 25,000 and they're not governed by the PDT rule, they can take advantage of these smaller little blips. But for the average person that doesn't have that sitting in their account and they only got 3 trades within a week, then they have to make it count. So they're going to wait for the opportune time, like up here, when that green line passes the purple line, and they can see this huge cloud forming, okay? So if you're understanding, keep staying with me, guys. I've got a little bit more indicators here on this that you guys need to be aware of. And you might want to watch this video a few times, and feel free to share it with any friends too, okay? Just send them the link. So let's see here. Nearing the end of the day, I usually like to watch within the first hour, hour and a half of the day, and then I'll shut it off. I'll come back near the end of the day, and sometimes I'll trade at the end of the day. And what I'll do is I'll have my main gappers over here, and I'm just quickly around, I'm Pacific time, so things close for me earlier than somebody on the East Coast. So what I'll do is maybe around 11, 11:30, about 2 hours before, I'll just start clicking through here. Boom, boom, clicking, quickly looking at the cloud and seeing where it's at, quickly looking where the green line is and the purple line to try to get an indication if it's starting to grow. And so what I would do is I would click around, and if I saw the stock, and let's say I was kind of right in this area, okay? I can't see anything over here, any price action, but all I can see is the cloud. The price action is hidden for me, but the cloud is there. I can quickly see that this cloud is growing into something, okay? So this would be something I could watch, and then once that green line passes the purple line, see if you can see it here. It's very subtle. It passes it, and it just gradually starts to climb, and levels off, and then climbs, and then climbs, and then climbs. And so I could have ridden this all the way up to the top, and right before market ends, sell off, okay? One other thing you need to be aware of. Let me go into here. Remember how I said at the beginning that I want you to focus on the green line, the purple line, and sometimes the red Ichimoku line, okay? So here's what I mean about the Ichimoku line. It's kind of hard to understand, so you kind of have to use your imagination here. The Ichimoku line does not run, it's not equal to the purple and the green line. It doesn't run right with them, like a horse track. It's not like a bunch of horses equally running parallel to each other, you know, right alongside each other. The red line, it trails, it's behind you. So sometimes so let's say we're right here, and the red line is maybe right here, okay? You can't see any of this, but all you can see is the red line ending right here. It trails behind it. So that's an indicator. And what you want to be aware of is sometimes this red line is higher than the green line. It's sitting up here. If that was the case, if it was up here, that would mean this is the time period where you had wanted to be in. You had wanted in it, or if you're not, then you want to be in it, okay? You want to be purchased and in the stock and riding it. If the red line was a little bit lower and getting closer, see how sometimes the red line comes over here and it touches the green line? If the red line is very close to the green line, that still means that it's a good time. It also means that the price action has to be above or to the left of the yellow cloud, not to the red cloud, okay? It has to be to the left and above the yellow cloud. But if the red line is closer to the green line, it means it's still a good time to buy or potentially buy, but it also means like you may not get the ride that you want. You might be on the small roller coaster, but you're not on the big roller coaster, okay? So the red line always trails behind. Some people don't like to have the red line there. They just don't find value in it. I like to quickly look at it and see, is the red line higher way up here and the green line's down here? Or is the red line over here and the green lines, you know, they're basically kind of at the same level here, height-wise. Okay? And then what I do is, as mentioned, I'm watching all these lines, and then I'm also watching the RSI and the MACD over here. I'm getting a feel for if I need to get ready to sell. So it's a lot, guys. You're going to have to play with it. You're going to have to practice it, and you're going to want to, if you're going to start using this as an indicator, I would go in with less money. I wouldn't go in with your full amounts. Go in with your less money so that you get comfortable with quickly analyzing everything. Please stay tuned for my next video. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel, and then also give it hit the notification bell, because I'm going to talk more about another indicator within an indicator on this. Remember how I said at the beginning of the video, I said I was doing it paper trading, I was killing it, I was looking 26 bars ahead. Even in the chat rooms, I was like, it's going to go up at exactly 7:07 a.m. And sometimes it would, and people were in the chat room like, holy shit, how are you predicting this? How are you doing this? I'm getting all these texts and everyone saying, how are you doing this? What tools are you using? Well, I was using this, but I thought I understood it fully because it was working for me at the time. But then when I went to the live account and I started trading and I started to use the same analogy, understanding of all these lines that I was using in the paper trading, all of a sudden I was losing money. And I should have been making, you know, 150 bucks. I should have been making 300 bucks. Instead, I was losing like 50, 60, 80. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And so I went back, I analyzed it, and I spent some more time, and I started to realize that my perceptions of what I was looking at, I needed to take into account more information. So I'm going to be doing a video on that, and I'm going to be doing a video about if you guys get in on this, if you buy in and you think you're in at the right moment, but you're really not, and then you realize it, I'm going to give you some indicators within the indicators that you can quickly look at, and you can get a feel, should I stay or should I get out? Okay? If I stay just maybe another 30 seconds, will the price action shoot back up and maybe I won't lose as much money? So you're going to want to watch that video, okay? So thanks guys for watching. Remember, share this video with any friends that you think might be interested in watching it, and feel free to watch it again multiple times because I know it's a lot. But I'll be doing some more videos on this so it'll help you guys understand it, okay? So thanks for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. All right, bye-bye.